Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Chemistry with Sumitpramar. In this video, we'll continue to solve past paper from year 2022. Let's look at question number 16. What is the definition of bond energy of the Br-Br covalent bond? The definition of bond energy is the energy required to break 1 mole of covalent bonds in the gaseous state. So option C will be the correct option. Okay, let's look at question number 17, which says which graph correctly shows the relative melting points of the elements magnesium, aluminium, silicon, and phosphorus plotted against their relative electronegativities. The first two elements, magnesium and aluminium, are metals, so they'll have giant metallic structure, right? Giant metallic structure, whereas silicon has giant covalent. Phosphorus has simple molecular structure, so silicon will have the highest melting point because the energy required to break covalent bonds is the highest. So silicon will be at the top along y-axis. So either option B or option C could be correct. Now let's look at the relative electronegativities values. We know that electronegative value increases across the period from left to right. That means magnesium will have the least electronegativity and phosphorus, which is towards the right, will have the highest electronegativity. Hence option B is the correct response. Let's look at question number 18. It says an excess of MgO is shaken with water. That means MgO reacts with water. We get magnesium hydroxide, MgOH twice. Now this is our filtrate W. This is my W. This reacts with dilute sulfuric acid, right? Dilute sulfuric acid. So MgOH whole twice reacts with sulfuric acid. Acid-base reaction. You will get salt, that is MgSO4 plus 2H2, salt plus water. Similarly, when barium oxide, BaO, barium oxide reacts with water, we get barium hydroxide, and this is my X, and this filtrate is X. If I add sulfuric acid to this one, BaOH twice reacts with sulfuric acid, we get BaSO4 is 2H2O. Okay. The question is which filtrate will have higher pH? We know that down the group 2, I'm talking about group 2 elements, down the group the solubility of hydroxides increases. Hydroxides solubility increases for hydroxides. That means barium hydroxide will be more soluble. If it is more soluble, that means it will dissociate more OH minus ions, hence the pH will be higher. So pH for X will be higher. Okay. So either option C or D can be correct. Now let's look at the other column. It says what will we observe, right, for the reaction with sulfuric acid. So we know that the product formed is BaSO4 in this case, right? And BaSO4 will be white precipitate because the solubility of sulfates decreases. For sulfates, the solubility decreases down the group. That means this will give you white precipitate. Hence, option D is the correct response. Let's look at question number 19. It says samples of magnesium carbonate are placed in crucible R and S. So let's say we have taken two crucibles. One is R and another crucible S. In both the crucibles we have taken magnesium carbonate, right? In both this crucible we have taken a salt, magnesium carbonate. Crucible R is heated. We are heating this crucible. If you heat this crucible, We know that MgCO3 will break down to give magnesium oxide plus CO2. CO2 is a gas and it will be released. That means ultimately you will have only magnesium oxide left in this crucible R. The crucible S is not heated, so that means you still have magnesium carbonate. Now the next part is you are adding dilute hydrochloric acid in both the crucibles. So if I add hydrochloric acid in R, so MgO will react with HCl. MgO is a metal oxide and we know that metal oxides are basic in nature, so it is an acid base reaction and you will get magnesium chloride, which is a salt, plus water. Okay. If I look at the other crucible which contains MgCO3, if you react MgCO3 plus HCl, you will get magnesium chloride plus H2O plus CO2. That means a gas has been released. Right? Gas has been released. Okay. So if I look at the options for R, that means for this case there is no gas released. For this case, gas has been produced. So option C is the correct response. Okay, let's look at question number 20, which says when concentrated sulfuric acid reacts with sodium iodide, that means NaI, reacts with H2SO4, we get sulfur plus iodine plus hydrogen sulfide plus sulfur dioxide. Along with it, you will get NaHSO4, which has not been given, but you will get sodium bisulfate plus water also. Okay, now the question is which statement is correct. If I look at the first option, hydrogen sulfide is the product of reduction reaction. So let's find out the oxidation number of each of these species. Sodium will have +1 oxidation number, iodine will have -1, here hydrogen will have +1, sulfur will have +6, you can calculate, and oxygen will have -2. Sulfur here will have 0, iodine will have 0, um, hydrogen +1 and sulfur will have -2. In this case sulfur will have +4 and this will have -2. So first one is when hydrogen sulfide is formed, right? If I look at this particular process, the oxidation number is changing from +6 to -2. That means the oxidation number is decreasing. That means there is gain of electrons, which is a reduction process. So option A is the correct response. You can check other options, but this first option is correct. You don't need to do that. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Kindly comment if you have any questions or queries. I will try to answer them as soon as possible.